By the early 80s, Judith and Herb Hampshire, her manager, had developed a unique working relationship. He had become an indispensable guide for both her personal life and her career.
He comes with me to everything that I do. He's there to support me in every project. And people say, oh, God, I wish Herb were with me. I wish I had a Herb to be with me and be on the set. I wish my manager would be on the set. It's like, this isn't party time. I mean, he keeps my feet up against the flame all the time so that I'm not selling out on myself. Because I don't want to be on my deathbed and look back at my life in that moment and say, oh, my God, if I had just worked a little harder, thought a little more, given a little bit more, my life would have been so different.
Judith was looking for new challenges, so in 1983, she and Robert moved to California. Later, Herb and his companion Jonathan, who was Judith's financial manager, followed. Finally, in October, she had the opportunity to commit to a sitcom pilot. She did, but then Herb convinced her to audition for another sitcom, even though she wouldn't be able to take the job if it were offered. The show was tentatively titled You're the Boss. It was about a woman executive who hires a live-in male housekeeper.
I went to the audition, and I walked in, and I met Tony Danza, and we had instant chemistry. And I thought to myself, oh my God, I made a terrible mistake.
Judith auditioned with 4 other women for the part of Angela Bauer to play opposite Tony Danza.
Angela, Judith Light, take 1.
This is her never-before-seen audition tape, and this is the moment that cinched the deal for Judith.
Did you have a bad dream, honey?
No, I didn't even get to sleep.
Oh.
The bit was, as they walked out, the girls walked out, and me being who I am, as the actors walked out, I sort of looked, checked them out. And each one of them went to their mark, sat down, and we did the scene. Well, Judith was the last one. And so as soon as she walked by,
I just knew he was going to be looking at me as I walked in front of him. And I just turned around and I looked at him.
and she caught me. She turned around and she said, "What are you looking at?" And I said, "Gee, I just check, I got all blushed, and that was it, chemistry."
Luckily for Judith, the show she originally committed to didn't work out. She was then free to join the cast of the newly retitled Who's the Boss? Her home for the next 8 years.
Morning.
May I help you?
Well, if you're Angela Bauer, I'm here to help you.
I beg your pardon.
I'm Tony Maselli. I'm here about the job.
Oh, I'm sorry. There must be a mistake. This job is for a housekeeper.
That's me, Mr. Goodmark.
Judith hit the jackpot again. 30 million people watched as she transformed herself from a soap opera diva to a primetime comedian.
There's nothing like working with her. I mean, she's the bravest blonde in Hollywood, that's for sure. We had a saying around the show that, she'd do anything for a laugh.
Since I've got carpool, I want you out front of the school at exactly 1:15 because you have a haircut at 1:45. Then we've got to get back here no later than 3:05 because that's when I penciled in to go to the bathroom. I skipped that yesterday.
Morning.
Morning.
Omelets a la Angela again?
Is there a problem?
Well, I sort of wanted scrambled eggs.
You want scrambled? You got scrambled.
She sobbed incessantly for years on that soap opera, and so I learned a little bit of that from her, and she learned a little bit of how to be the fool from me, I think.
Going down the path with my bubble bath. Hi, holy smoke.
Tony taught me about comedy. He would say things like, "We're going to jump off a building today," and I would say, "Okay."
Nothing bothered her. I'll tell you what, Judith, you're going to hit this trampoline and stuff that ball in a 10-foot basket. Okay. Will they laugh? Yeah, don't worry. And she'd do it, And then if they didn't laugh, she'd look at me, "You dirty."
Finally, after 8 years, 196 episodes, and millions of laughs, Who's the Boss ended in 1992.
The last show on Who's the Boss was the end of an era and a completion. And it was important to me also because we'd come through and we'd been successful. And Tony and I were really deeply connected by that time. What are you doing here?
Well, I I heard you were looking for a housekeeper.
And I also knew how much I was going to miss him.
It's very difficult to say goodbye because you really are saying goodbye. You move on to other things. Sure, we keep in touch, and sure, we, you know, she knows as I know that we're both thinking of each other and stuff, but that constant, hey, what's happening? How you doing today? What's going on? You miss that.
What are your qualifications?
Well,
You got the job.
No kidding.
Though her professional romantic relationship was ending, her personal romance with Robert was there for the long run. But marriage was not going to be an easy decision for either of them. I'm Jill Eikenberry.
Coming up next, watch